10th of Feb 2025. Suddenly, seems like I blinked and Christmas has gone and disappeared. I was hoping to come up and start here earlier. But anyway, this is the cant for this year. I might wind up doing half of it depending on how much time I can put in. So this is the view. That's last year's cant with a dead hedge. What we'll do is start felling, and I might put in a dead hedge along the top and then come down here, so make a little narrow long cant up to the slope up there, then do another one here next year, because these ones along the edge will be complicated and this needs to come out. This big leaner, and there's some more felling I could do over the back there. You can see those sycamores. Not last year's cant, not the year before cant, not the previous 2 years cant, but the cant before that, because they're actually affecting the hazel quite a lot. But anyway, that's the plan for this year. It's already after lunchtime, so we'll do this. Knock these over, and yeah, I think I'll put a hedge up along this line here. So I take this huge cant out, this huge stall, and all these stalls, and that'll be enough firewood for me for next year. And we've still got all that over there, which we need to get out at some stage. There's this morass here to do. So I think that's my work sorted for this year. Right, so I better crack on. Right, that's made a start for 2024-25 winter. As I said, started a bit late, and this is product, so 5 foot lengths is what I use. Traditionally for cordwood it would be 4 foot lengths, but I find 5 foot, and it's this size, easy to handle. And I'll make myself a cord on the edge of the wood here. At the end of the season I'll take it out there, when it's been stood in the wood for all spring and all summer, so that's 2 seasons, so that's enough seasoning for this size of stuff. And then before summer's end, before the weather breaks, I'll take it home, log it up, just cut into length, won't bother splitting this. But this, you see I've striped it all the way along. You just run the chainsaw along, working backwards, and that breaks the seal of the bark and speeds seasoning. This is the first stall. It's a big old thing, and the temptation is to leave it high like that. But what I'll do is I'll dig out all the rubbish from in the middle and knock it down as low as I can, and we'll show you that when it's done. I've started on the dead hedge. This I'll probably move again and turn into Dorset gate. This will be my extraction route down through here, down out of that gate. You see the red van is. I just got up here. It's got very little in the way of traction, being 2-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, even though it's on mud and snow tyres. And this is where the dead hedge is going. It's going to go up through that obvious gap and finish on that rise and go all along the top. So this cant's going to be slightly triangular. Next year's will be a long rectangle with this tree in the middle. Big old thing that's on its last legs, and we'll leave this tree as a successor. These are both sweet chestnuts, and that one another sweet chestnut over there we'll have down and out of the way, so that these two don't compete. That one's leaning, and this is a slightly better tree. This one, no timber value in that. It'll be swine to log up for hardwood, for firewood. But even though it's a sweet chestnut, which is a non-native, neither of them the British chestnuts as we grow up with, the native. Sweet chestnut was brought in by the Romans for timber, which is naturally durable, and also for the nuts. And you can see where this is going, and you can see how I build a dead hedge. Dead stuff and the big stuff goes on the bottom. Plonk that in first. So stuff that's no good for me for firewood. All this will go in there because I want my way clear to work the cant without falling on my arse and potentially breaking me poor old bones. So even though this is rotten, I'll actually move it, it'll stay there in contact with the ground. Hopefully things like this ear fungus will carry on doing what they're doing. And basically we're starting at this end. Make a big ugly wadger brush, so it'll be higher and wider than that. Then everything is laid off the top of that. So the butt end is down and the top end is up, and it all lays in this direction. And the back end of one, the butt end, is upslope, because this is all uphill, at the butt end of the other. And then when you've got your main length up to about 6 foot high, you plonk some other bits in, more of a vertical and tied all together. Meanwhile the butt ends are worked into this heavy stuff, which stabilises the hedge and makes it nice and dense and nice and wide and massive low down, so deer can't get through. Hopefully the height of the thing will stop deer going over. Badger, if he wants to go through, will go through, but he'll leave a little low hole that an adult deer can't get in. Other deadwood we'll leave as is, so we just chop that off, get it out of the way, but we'll leave it laying. And it lays all the way down here and finishes there, so we haven't disturbed that. Not as good for fungi as oak would be, but pretty good nonetheless. So that's what we've done so far. I'm going to do a bit more, and some of the sweet chestnut, which is stood and is standing dead and is nice and dry, is going home for my wood burner, because we're getting a little bit low on supplies, although we're doing alright, but don't mind a cushion. Cushion's good. Righty right, let's do a bit more.